Did you ever set a goal only to quit it a few days later because it's too hard, right? You tell yourself you start waking up early, eating better, doing more exercises, being less on your phone, quitting the bad habit, but somehow it never sticks. In the end, you wake up exhausted, feeling overwhelmed, distracted by your phone, family, school, dramas, and by the time you get a minute to focus on that goal, you spend it on something else. Maybe you feel like you've tried everything that you can possibly do as a human. But instead of going and going and going, one day without doing it turns into a week into a month, and that whole month turns into a whole year. And then you're back where you started, watching other people win while you keep falling behind. The truth is, you're not lazy, you're not weak, you do not have an actual step-by-step plan that gets you from your desire to your goal. That is the one key problem that you keep missing. And that is something that the people they are winning, they have. And that is exactly what I will lay out in this video for you. So with that, let's get into the action goal method. Now the action goal method is a method designed and used by people like David Goggins. And he uses himself to get from a desire to achieve impossible goals. Running like the Badwater Marathon, a 135 marathon in the hottest moment of Death Valley. That was one of the goals he achieved eventually. So what does it is? It's a simple framework that turns vague goals into reality and achievable ones. Daily actions so you stop relying on motivation, but instead you start relying on a system that helps you further. It's not hype, it's not fluff, it's not a magically cure, it's just something that helps you get further. That is exactly what David Goggins did. Now listen, I can spend all day pointing out what you're doing wrong, but that's not what you're here for, right? I'm not here to waste your time. This is something I used personally for myself recently. And I see a big improvement in my actions. So therefore, if you think this is not for you, click away now, because then it will never be. But if you think this is something for you, stick for the plan of action I'm going to lay out for you now. Like I said, this step-by-step plan is to achieve more than you think that you can do. And the first step is face the mirror. And what do you need to do? Well, first of all, at the end of this video, I will give you a quick document that you can do. It's a Google document. You can just download and you have all those step-by-step actions laid out for you. But here you can hear the talked version as well. Face the mirror. Just be brutally honest with yourself. No sugarcoating, no maybe I think I'm doing good, no. If it is a maybe, you turn to the worst side. That's how easy it is, that's how easy David Goggins did, that's how easy I did it. So what do? Grab a pen and paper. Not just write it out on a tablet or on a computer, no, just pen and paper. In that way you have no distractions. You write it out. What are the things you're doing? How is your life? Is it good? No. Why is it not good? Write down causes why it's not good. First, we need to understand what the problem is in order to have a solution. And why can you be hard with yourself? This is for social media. This is for you, simply. And that's what I did too. I faced myself in a mirror. and then wrote down everything that I said to myself. That's simply, you want to run further, right? But you're not pushing yourself, and after 4 kilometers you're just giving up. That's what it is. I stopped like a pussy after 4 kilometers. Well, it's funny how I did the last 3 days. I did 21 kilometers in total. 1 12, 1 10. 22, in fact. That's how powerful this is. So write down. Why do you write down? Most people set goals without being truly honest with themselves. If you do not confront your real problems, your goal is not a real solution to the problem. And that is the part you need to understand right now. You want a clear solution for a clear problem. Fake solutions give fake problems, give fake solutions. That's how it is. If you cannot even admit to yourself that you're doing this, you're not making progress. You're only holding yourself back. Now the second thing is, define the mission. Or in other words, define your goal. What is that you want to achieve? That's how easy it is. So, what do you do? Pick one. One. Not 10, not 5, not 20, not 100. One goal. One goal. One desire you brutally want. And write that down. And not something easy. Not something realistic. No, I want you to set a goal so big that the actual goal you want to achieve feels small. Thank you. So, I have here my sticky notes. So I will do this with you as well. What is a goal that you want? Think of that right now. Think of a goal you brutally want. Okay, you have the goal, right? Well, the goal I have right now is getting 10k a month. Just having some money, you start building money. That's what I want. But this alone, this is not good enough. No, you need to 10x it, 20x it. Just so it makes it feel it's hard. So the actual goal I'm chasing after is getting 100k a month. Now this is my actual goal. Getting 100k a month. That is my actual goal. So in that way, the 10k, it feels little. Right now, I'm making the 10k that I wanted. And when you're going through the progress, if it is I want to run 10 kilometers, I want to run a marathon. And when you've run 20, you've not run a marathon, but you have at least broken one goal you had. That is what you need to keep in mind. Now the third step, break it down. Break down the actionable steps you need to do. You have your mission, now you need to reverse engineer it. What has to happen every week, every day, every month? Because that is how businesses operate in achieving goals. That is how you need to do it too. So it is, create 2 or 3 non-negotiable daily actions. It's not if I want to do it, no, you will do it. That moves you closer towards your goal. And it can be small enough, it can be big enough, but you cannot talk yourself out of it. That's the important part. So for me, what I want to be healthier, So exercising is one of those things for me. I want to create a business. So WOP is something that will come on me. And improving my videos. Well, that are one small, but two big goals. It's how high you want to lay the bar. That's all that matters. But depending on your goal, it can be a different one. Reading 10 pages a day because you want to read out a book for work, school, you can name it. You want to eat less junk food, so no junk food, no matter what. If you want to do more focused work, we start with 30 minutes of focused work. Then we can start eating. That are things you need to do and make them hard. So you actually need to do it. And when that keeps stuck in your mind, that's the moment you know you're on the right path. And why do you need to do that? Well, big goals feel overwhelming in your head. But if you break it down to small little pieces, they become more achievable. And that is why I said, if you set a goal so big enough, your original goal feels like a little piece to achieve. Now for the fourth thing, step 4, control your environment. Control what is surrounding you. Online, in your space, in your bubble, friend group, family, work, you can name it. But what triggers something? If it is you want to sit less on your phone, replace your phone time with something you like. That's how easy it is. But if you're always sitting around with people who are on their phone, you will naturally do that. So you need to cut them out. That's how easy it is. Just look what is the biggest problem and then cut that out. Or change it at least. So for me, it was, sometimes still is actually. I sit on my bed over there and I'm just doom scrolling. And I'm thinking afterwards, I've just wasted 4 hours. I've not done anything that puts me further in life. What am I doing? But that place is associated with scrolling. So then I need to quit that. I need to move away. That's why this place is no scrolling for me. And it works. Because our brain links something together. Because then it's easier for the brain. The more easier, the more comfortable you will be eventually. And that's what your brain wants. Survival mode. Least amount of energy put in. But downstairs for me, just have some chill time. But if you have too much chill time, some place needs to change or you need to totally get rid of. For me, bad friends had influence on me, so I just cut them out. That's how you need to imagine it. Because most people underestimate what their environment can do. And the worst thing I hear is that they say, yeah, but there are my friends. Yeah, but it gives me a good feeling. Well, no shit, you're getting nowhere. You want to achieve something. It takes effort. It comes with pain. But you need to push through. And your environment is one of the biggest influences on that. And the last step, prepare for resistance. Change is something that is the most uncomfortable and hardest for the brain there is out there. They do not want it. Your brain does not want it. Change is hard. And with change, there comes resistance. And you need to prepare for that. You need to have answers ready to why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want to do this, because of this, this and this. But I want to quit. No, you do not want to quit. If you go quit, you will end up there. Do you want to get there? That's how easy it is. You need to have answers ready for the resistance you're going to experience. Because if you're changing, resistance is just a matter of when it's about to happen and not if it's about to happen. That is resistance. You need to make pre-loaded responses, like I said. But also track your consistency. Track every win, if it is a small win. Because then you can say, I have this win. I've gone here. And at the moment you say, yeah, but I want to quit. No, you've already achieved this. Why throw that out of the bin when it's only a small step further? That's a funny thing I had when I did my 10 kilometers. I was running and the first 2.5 felt awful. And then it got better. I did my shirt out to release more warmth. And I went running. Yeah, and it's hard. I do not want to do a second round and go for the 10 kilometers. And then I was like, yeah, but I'm here already. The 10 kilometers is luring in my mind. I need to overcome that. I need to win it. So what did I do? I ran that 10 kilometers. And the feeling I got afterwards was so much dopamine I've never experienced. And it is just answers ready, but also you've already proven you can do 12. What is stopping you from doing 10? And that is just the consistency and the wins you're achieving. And when you do that, there's nothing stopping in you. Like I said, resistance isn't optional. It will come, and it will tear you up, and it will tear you down, it will break you down. But when you overcome that, you're the most unbreakable person that everybody can think of. That's how easy it is. And like I said, the action goal method isn't magic or anything. You've already what it takes. Only the difference is, do you stop waiting and take action, or do you stay lazy and watch others win? And with that, I hope to see you in my next video.